There's a silent mistake almost every man makes with women, not because he's weak, not because he's clueless, but because he doesn't even know he's doing it. It's not being too nice. It's not texting too much. It's something far more subtle, something that slowly erodes your presence, your masculine edge, and the way she sees you as a man. Here's the kicker. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in quietly. One decision, one comment, one moment of doubt, and before you know it, she's lost interest. You've lost the frame. And worse, you don't even realize why. But what if I told you? There isn't just one mistake. There are 9. And every single one of them chips away at your confidence, your leadership, and yes, your chances with the woman you want. So if you've ever felt like something was off, if you've ever sensed she was slipping away but couldn't explain it, stay right here, because once you understand these 9 silent killers, you'll never play the same game again. Oh, and one more thing. If you're ready to make women chase you, not the other way around, smash that like button, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and drop a comment. I'm ready to be the man she chases. Let's get started. Thing number 1. Stop explaining yourself like you're on trial. You ever find yourself justifying every little thing to a woman? Why you replied late? Why you didn't call back? Why you made a certain decision? If so, you've already lost ground, because the moment you start explaining, you're not leading. You're pleading. A man who constantly defends himself is a man who doesn't trust his own choices. And women can sense that weakness like a storm coming. Real men, the ones who move with calm confidence, they don't explain, they decide, they act, and the world adjusts. Ever notice how the most magnetic men in her life are also the most mysterious? You think he's texting her saying, "Sorry I didn't message earlier. I was just really busy and didn't want to seem rude." Not a chance. He simply lives his life, and she either aligns or fades away. Here's the Stoic truth. If she genuinely respects you, she won't need an explanation. And if she demands one dash, she's testing you. So next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, stop. Say less. Let the silence do the talking. Because when she has to wonder about you, that's when she starts chasing. Have you ever over-explained and regretted it later? Drop a comment and share your experience. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and keep walking your path with strength. Thing number 2. Stop being the nice guy who's always there. You know the guy. Maybe you've been him. Always the first to text. Always available. Always eager to please. You think it shows how much you care. But here's the cold truth. It makes you invisible. Women don't dream about the man who's always around. They fantasize about the one they can't quite figure out. The one who's just out of reach. Because when something is too easy to have, it stops feeling valuable. Real desire comes from tension, not comfort. From mystery, not routine. When you make yourself too accessible, you remove the very thing that draws her in, the thrill of uncertainty, the sense that she needs to earn your time, not that it's handed out like a free sample. High-value men understand this. They don't chase. They create space. They let her wonder where they are, not flood her inbox to prove their worth. And here's the twist. When you stop giving her everything for free, she starts investing time, attention, emotion. So if you want to stop being nice, start being rare. Have you ever pulled back and suddenly she chased? Tell me in the comments. Let's hear your story. And hey, if this hit home, smash that like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and protect your time like the treasure it is. Thing number 3, stop letting her take the lead. Every moment between a man and a woman carries a hidden current, a subtle power dynamic. Someone leads, someone follows, and if you're not setting the direction, she is. Here's the truth most men ignore. Women don't want to be in charge. They want to feel the presence of a man who knows where he's going and isn't afraid to take her with him. Sure, she might offer suggestions, but deep down, she's watching to see if you'll hesitate, if you'll pass the wheel. When you keep asking, "What do you want to do? Where should we eat?" You're not being thoughtful, you're being passive. And passivity kills attraction. A woman doesn't respect a man who waits for permission. She desires the man who decides, the one who says, "Be ready at 8." The one who assumes she's into him and acts accordingly. You're not a background character in her life. You are the frame dash, and the frame defines the picture. So, take the lead. Not with arrogance, but with calm certainty. Because when you control the frame, you control the tone of the entire relationship. When was the last time you gave up the lead without realizing it? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear your story. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Thing number 4. Stop revealing everything too soon. Mystery isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. And when you give it all away up front, the story ends before it even begins. A woman should never feel like she knows everything about you in the first few dates, because once she does, there's nothing left to chase, no layers to peel, no spark to ignite. Attraction thrives on curiosity. It's built on the unknown. The "what else is there?" The "who is he, really?" When you lay out your entire life story, every fear, every childhood scar, every late-night thought, you're not bonding, you're flooding. Think of yourself like a book. If she flips to the last page too soon, why would she keep reading? This doesn't mean you have to be cold. It means you reveal yourself with intention, piece by piece, moment by moment. Let her earn the details. Let her feel like she's unlocking something rare. Because once the mystery is gone, she'll look elsewhere for a new puzzle to solve. Smart men know this. Silence isn't emptiness, it's power. And unpredictability, that's pure fire. Have you ever felt like you shared too much, too soon? Drop your story in the comments. I read everyone. Tap like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. And remember, you are not a book to be skimmed. You're a story to be earned. Thing number 5. Stop needing her approval. You might not see it happening, but every time you seek her approval, you give away a piece of your power. Asking, "Did you have fun? Was that okay? Do you like me?" It sounds innocent, but underneath, it's a quiet plea to be accepted. Here's what you need to know. Women aren't drawn to men who chase validation. They're drawn to men who already stand in their worth. Not arrogance, not ego, but quiet, unshakable confidence. The moment you start proving yourself, you're telling her you're not sure of your own value. And if you're not sure, why should she be? Think of the men women admire most. They move with conviction. They don't ask, "Am I enough?" They decide they are 0, and the world responds accordingly. So what's the move? Next time you feel the need to ask for reassurance, don't. Let her wonder if she impressed you. Let her question if she measured up. That's the energy she craves. Ever caught yourself fishing for approval? Tell me below. No shame, just truth. If this resonated, drop a like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and carry yourself like a man who knows he's already enough. Thing number 6. Stop trying to fix her storm. She walks in, tired, frustrated, maybe a little broken, and what do most men do? They go into fix-it mode. You start offering solutions, advice, action plans, thinking you're helping, thinking you're saving her, but you're not. Because she doesn't want a rescue. She wants a witness. She wants someone to feel what she's feeling, not someone trying to patch the cracks. She's not broken. She's human. Here's what most men never learn. When a woman shares her pain, she's not asking you to fix it. She's asking, "Do you see me?" The wise man doesn't try to be a hero. He listens. He nods. He stays. You don't need to provide an answer. You just need to provide presence. Instead of, "You should do this," try, "That sounds exhausting." Instead of, "Just ignore them," try, "I get why that hurts." Because what she remembers isn't what you said. It's how you made her feel. And the man who makes her feel seen, safe, and understood, that's the one she never forgets. Have you ever tried to fix it when all she wanted was to be heard? Share your moment in the comments. I read them all. Tap like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and next time, be her shelter, not her solution. Thing number 7. Stop shrinking to be accepted. Somewhere along the way, men were told to soften, to apologize for their strength, to dim their fire just to make others comfortable. And what happened? They got ignored, dismissed, placed in the friend zone, not because they weren't good, but because they weren't bold. Here's the truth. A man who tones himself down to be liked will never be respected. Masculinity isn't a threat. It's an anchor, a silent force that commands the room without raising its voice. The men women are drawn to. They don't ask for permission to lead. They don't explain why they walk with purpose. They simply exist, fully, firmly, freely. Leaders, warriors, builders of empires. They don't shrink, they own. So next time you feel the urge to play small, to make yourself more palatable, pause. And remember, you weren't made to be easy to digest. You were made to stand tall. Have you ever caught yourself dimming your light to fit in? Tell me below. Your story might inspire someone else. Hit like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and never apologize for walking like a man who knows who he is. Thing number 8, stop placing her above your mission. A grounded man knows this. His purpose comes before pleasure, before distraction, before any woman. But many men forget. They reshape their lives for someone who hasn't earned that place. They skip workouts, cancel plans, put dreams on pause to chase validation. And when she senses that, she pulls away. Because no woman wants to be the mission. She wants to join a journey that's already in motion, a kingdom already rising. So, what's the move? Protect your path. Keep building. Don't stop your momentum. To prove your worth, the man who stays focused draws her in without effort. Have you ever lost focus chasing the wrong woman? Share your truth in the comments. Hit like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and stay loyal to your path. That's your true power. Thing number 9, say less, mean more. There's a reason the most powerful men are often the quietest. They don't explain. They act. Because explanation, when overdone, is a disguised plea for approval. It says, please don't misunderstand me. Please accept me. And that energy kills attraction. Clarity is strength. Over-explaining is insecurity in disguise. Picture this. She asks why you didn't text back. You ramble about work, your dead phone, your stress. She hears weakness, but say this instead. I was busy. And leave it there. Suddenly, the energy shifts. You're no longer defending. You're leading. Silence, when used right, commands attention. It says, I don't owe you an explanation. I owe myself integrity. Because the man who doesn't need to be understood is the one who ends up being remembered. So the next time you feel the urge to explain, stop. Say less. Let your presence speak. Have you ever explained too much and regretted it? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear your story. Tap like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. And next time, let your silence echo louder than words. At the end of the day, becoming a powerful man around women isn't about tactics, tricks, or charm. It's about grounding yourself in truth, living with intent, moving with quiet strength. If you've made it this far, You're already doing what most men won't. Facing the mirror and choosing growth over comfort. Now don't let this just be information. Let it become action. Let it shape how you speak, move, decide, and lead. Because this is more than dating advice. It's a code, and only those who live it earn what can't be taught: respect. Which of the 9 rules hit you the hardest today? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one. If you're ready to build a deeper kind of strength, tap like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and remember, a man's silence, when rooted in purpose, echoes louder than any words.